What I tell myself and what I tell other people too, and what I've heard told to me, is that the day you stop feeling nervous before you go out on stage is the day you have to quit, because it means you don't care anymore. I've always loved getting up in front of people.
Yeah.
My dad was a performer, did a lot of music venues, so I would go with him to those. In some of the smaller ones at coffee shops and stuff, sometimes he'd get me up there and I'd sing with him. But I've always loved just having an audience in front of me. We have a lot of great professors. I've met some of my best friends at the school here in the theater department, and they're super fun to work with. It can feel like whiplash sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of people end up playing roles that are very different from the last one that they did, and that's just kind of the nature of the game. I find it to be really fun and engaging to get to do a variety of things. Usually I start with music. So I'll make myself a playlist that helps me get in the headspace for the character. This year I made a Pinterest board for Dracula. I've never done that before, but that was kind of fun. Backstage, I kind of try to stay in the character as much as possible when I'm walking around, but I still interact with my friends, but sometimes it's as the character or some variation of them. I've had things go wrong before. One time in middle school, we were doing Singing in the Rain, and I was playing Don Lockwood, and we were on stage and one of the tracks got stuck looping in the background, like one of the transition tracks, and we were waiting, and me and my co-star did an entire improvised scene where we were like complaining about how our director was late to show up. Because like the next scene, this director comes on and is like giving us instructions. So we had this whole conversation about like our lunch, and like we kept the dynamics between the characters. Like I was annoyed with her, but I was also annoyed with the director. I think a lot of people get really in their head about it. Mainly, I just try to find justification for why the character is doing something. Like, even a villain, I try to sympathize with them or empathize with them. Part of getting into the head of the character is releasing your inhibitions about whatever it is that they stand for and letting that become your feelings and your beliefs for a little bit. There are fleeting moments with characters where I feel like I'm, like, really that character, but that usually only happens to me in musicals. I don't lose myself in characters very often. I mean, mainly it's just playing pretend. Like, that's all. Like, anyone can act. So for Dracula, for example, we had a month to put that whole show on, including the show week. It's a race to the finish line. I've never done shows that are this close together. It's day by day in college, and every second counts, pretty much. It is kind of hard to balance, but mainly it's just I have less free time during the day. Recently I shifted actually to education because I've decided that I want theater to be more of a personal thing that I do for like self-fulfillment. Since then I've found other ways to like to unwind. Me and my buddy back home don't plan on stopping making films together. We still do it. We're going to keep doing it just for fun. It's for our friends. Yeah, it's because that's kind of our love language. That's how we communicate, is through like jokes like that we intend to have in a script eventually. So it's kind of like our way of hanging out. We've been doing it since 4th grade. So we do it for the love of the game because it's fun. We get our friends to do it. We don't pay them anything. They also love doing it. So really, I love acting. But if all you do is act, you lose sight of who you are. And that's something that's happened to me and I've seen happen to other people, where if you're always playing a character, you're never going to make time to figure out who you yourself are. So having other things, other outlets, like I play guitar in my free time, or I ride my bike, or go on a walk, or listen to music, or draw. Like, just have other things to do. I would even say get another job. Like, still act. Like, if you want to act for money, great. Try it. Do it. But have another job, seriously. Have a minor. If you're going to major in theater, have a minor. Or if you're going to minor in theater, have a major, vice versa. It's kind of like a really good drink at dinner. You can't just have the drink. You got to have the dinner, too. And the dinner is going to be your life, and the drink is going to be the theater. Don't get lost. Timothy Chalamet had a quote recently. Without the sauce, it was, don't get lost in the sauce, but without the sauce, you are lost.